Today, I'm going to focus on recognizing what triggers emotional reactions in us and how we can approach these triggers with curiosity rather than judgment. So, let's get started. Understanding our triggers is a crucial step towards emotional healing and self awareness. Triggers are those situations, people, or events that elicit strong emotional reactions in us. By recognizing these triggers and the parts of us they activate, we can start to respond to our emotions with greater awareness and compassion. Let's begin by reflecting on recent experiences where you felt a strong emotional reaction. And I encourage you to pause the podcast each time I give you some time to reflect if you need it. But think about specific situations or people that prompted these feelings. What was it about these moments that triggered such a response in you? So take just a bit to identify and reflect on these triggers. And once you've identified some triggers, the next step is to consider which parts of you react strongly in these moments. Are there patterns of familiar feelings that arise, such as anger, fear, or sadness? These parts of us often hold on to past experiences and respond to present situations based on those memories. In IFS, we approach these reactive parts with curiosity rather than judgment. Instead of criticizing yourself for feeling a certain way, try to understand what these parts might be trying to tell you. What are their concerns, fears, or desires? How can you listen and understand their perspective without criticism? It may be helpful to pause for a bit and consider that. And now let's explore a few practical ways to approach your triggers with curiosity. Mindful awareness may be helpful to start by noticing when you feel triggered and pay attention to the physical sensations in your body, maybe the flood of shame or anger, the thoughts racing through your mind, and the emotions bubbling up. This awareness is the first step in understanding your triggers. And then after you're aware, pause and reflect. When you notice a trigger, take a moment to pause. Instead of reacting immediately, give yourself the space to reflect on what's happening. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What part of me is reacting? And sometimes we react before we even know it, and it may be helpful to reflect on this afterwards. And then ask questions. Approach your reactive parts with curiosity. Ask them questions like, what are you trying to protect me from? Or, what do you need from me right now? And listen to their responses without judgment. And then finally, offer compassion. Show compassion towards these parts. Acknowledge their feelings and let them know that you understand their perspective. Thank them for their efforts to protect you, even if their methods are intense.